Et salut à tous, c'est Captain et je suis ravi de vous retrouver pour le premier épisode de cette série consacrée à The Council, un jeu au format épisodique qui est développé par Cyanide, donc un studio français si je ne m'abuse. Puisqu'on leur doit, si je ne m'abuse également, Remember Me. J'ai peur de dire des conneries, mais il me semble que c'est ça. Et après d'autres jeux qui sont plus classés dans les jeux, comment je pourrais dire ça, de série B, genre un jeu sur Mars, notamment Technopancer, il me semble, quelque chose comme ça. Euh, Bon, bref, c'est souvent des jeux assez bof, mais bon. J'ai entendu pas mal de. Enfin, j'ai entendu beaucoup de bien de The Council. C'est un jeu au départ qui m'a complètement échappé. Et puis, je sais plus pourquoi il a pop dans mes notifs YouTube. Donc, je me suis dit, je vais regarder la vidéo. Et puis, je sais pas, le style graphique m'a plu. Et apparemment, dans les commentaires, il y a beaucoup de gens qui disaient que le jeu était sous-estimé. Donc, c'est le genre de jeu, justement, qui me plaît un peu. Où je me dis, c'est là où on peut découvrir de belles surprises. Donc, je me suis dit, allez, je le prends sur Steam. Et voilà, maintenant c'est l'heure d'y jouer. De ce que j'ai vu, on est ensemble pour à peu près une dizaine d'heures, enfin une dizaine d'épisodes du coup, vu que je ferai des épisodes d'une heure. Normalement, j'ai fait un test, le son du jeu est bon, j'espère qu'il est pas trop fort, mais enfin je trouve que personnellement il est bon. Euh, donc voilà, je cru voir qu'il y a quasiment pas de contrôle à part la souris. Euh, on est en full écran, enfin bon, bref, ça vous intéresse pas forcément. Je pense qu'on peut se lancer ça tout de suite. Lise les lettres pendant. D'accord, j'ai pas le temps. Le 10 décembre 1792. Donc c'est après la Révolution.
Stop! You're not getting anywhere with this, Von Borchert.
You know, I kind of get the same feeling, my dear Sarah. Listen. Nothing. Not a sound. No one's coming to save you.
That's what you think. The Golden Order knows exactly where we are.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, I'll be long gone. As for you, nothing will remain of your body.
If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive.
You know, Louis, I have no intention of beating your dear mother. There are more persuasive ways of making you talk. You've stolen something from me that I intend to get back. Where have you hidden it?
Von Borchert, you can't sell that book on the black market anymore. This is finished.
We know you're planning on selling it at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. All right? Just tell us who the buyer is and we can make a deal.
You've no idea of the trouble you've gotten yourselves into. Oh, but you will tell me where it's hidden. I can promise you that.
Stop annoying our host, Louis. Son, didn't what happened to you in Rome teach you anything?
Just a few more minutes and my concoction will be ready. With this, your bodies will dissolve in less than 4 hours. You'll see. It loosens tongues in no time.
You know, I have to admit, Mother, the only thing you've ever taught me is that damn motto of yours. Always remain rational. And open. I got it. I've opened our shackles.
Draw him over here. I'll take care of him.
Von Borchert! Von Borchert! Listen. Let's make a deal. I'll tell you where the book is if you let my mother go free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero. Pity you're not in any position to do so. For the last time. Where is Al-Azif?
Let me do this. Trust me.
Je suis plus du genre à faire
Please.
confiance.
Be my guest, Mother.
done, Louis. You reacted perfectly.
How do you feel, Mother?
Couldn't be better. He's alive, so I can question him after we get back. Pity he's just a middleman. Means I haven't finished with this case.
Oh, I had a feeling you'd be running off on one of your adventures again, Mother. You know what? I'm warning you. This time, I'm coming with you.
No. Even though you impress me more and more, I have to do this on my own.
Mother, you're no spring chicken anymore.
Come on, let's go home. And don't forget to send our men to tend to von Borchardt.
Il a ouvert les yeux à la fin, non? J'ai cru voir ça. J'ai peur de louper des dates super importantes dans l'histoire de France. Donc si j'en loupe, je suis désolé. Je m'excuserai surtout auprès de l'un de mes meilleurs amis, prof d'histoire. Et j'invite évidemment tous les élèves, si vous faites un programme, si vous êtes dans la... Je crois que ça doit être quoi? Je sais même plus. Quel programme c'est? 4e peut-être? La Révolution française. Jouer à ce jeu.
Well done, Mother. You just had to pick up von Borchardt's trail on your own, didn't you? You ditch me in Paris with no explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of the world-renowned receptions of this Lord Mortimer? And now he writes me to say that you've gone missing on his private island?
Which, by the way, looks more like a big rock than a paradise island.
Les fous, ça s'appelle comme ça.
The least he could do is explain to me how he managed to lose you. In any case, it is time for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without. I'm already hating this trip, and all I've done is think about it.
What one may be able to imagine. It was not the host himself who invited me.
Well now, Duchess, we find ourselves both invited by Sir Holm.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence. Is this your first time at one of Lord Mortimer's legendary parties?
Oh no, we have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Holm, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait for all the festivities to begin.
And you, good sir, what brings you here?
Alors, je vais juste me permettre de mettre pause maintenant parce que je pense que je vais pas avoir le temps de faire beaucoup de fois pause dans le jeu. Enfin, le jeu n'a pas l'air de s'arrêter, en fait, l'histoire n'a pas l'air de s'arrêter, donc pour l'instant je vais faire un petit point. J'adore pour le moment vraiment l'ambiance qu'il y a dans ce jeu. Je trouve que le voice acting est excellent. Et même ça va vous paraître vraiment anodin, mais je trouve que le sound design fait vraiment simple. Et je trouve que c'est vraiment ce que je recherche en fait là. Ils vont vraiment au cœur du truc, je trouve. Et c'est pas forcément de l'action, mais de ce que ça doit être. C'est-à-dire qu'on sait que c'est un jeu avec probablement peu de budget ou ce genre de choses. Donc on voit que vraiment tout se joue dans l'intonation, dans la simplicité. On n'essaie pas de faire trop de choses pour le moment. On veut juste intéresser et proposer un personnage qui pourrait être intéressant. Et là déjà de base je trouve que le personnage et sa relation avec sa mère est intéressante, parce que c'est typiquement pas le genre de choses qu'on voit. C'est-à-dire que d'habitude c'est plus l'inverse, c'est la mère qui est souvent inquiète pour le fils, etc. Là c'est l'inverse, c'est la mère qui part à l'aventure et c'est le fils qui doit venir la chercher. Je trouve que c'est des petits trucs, pour l'instant c'est pas révolutionnaire mais c'est juste intéressant et j'ai hâte d'en découvrir plus. Allez, on continue. Dis-ce que t'apportes, qu'est-ce que t'as mis ici, une affaire réglée avec la raison personnelle.
Lord Mortimer asked me to join him. We have some business to take care of.
Oh, how mysterious. You adapt quickly, my son. You get along here like a fish in water. Would you believe that we are all here hoping to solve our personal issues? You'll see.
Right. I doubt that you came here to look for your mother, Your Eminence.
Anyway, consider yourself fortunate, young man, because there are many who dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it. Indeed, I imagine this must be your first time here.
And you, Duchess? You seem to be quite accustomed to things here. Am I right?
I do not think that one can ever get accustomed to what Lord Mortimer prepares for his guests. But you are right. This is not the first time I've been on this wharf.
If you've come back again, I imagine you must find it to be of some interest.
Here, everything is possible if you make the right choices. It really is up to you whether you leave better off or not.
Please excuse me if you find me overly curious, young man. I did not mean to cause you any embarrassment. Come, Duchess. They are waiting for us.
We're moving, Monsieur de Richet, if you would like to join us.
I'm coming, Duchess. A cardinal? A duchess? I wonder if all the guests here are this prestigious. If I'd known, I would have gone for a better suit.
Are you all right?
Mother? Oh shit, your hand!
So,
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah, no one's going to find it.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. Just one thing left to do.
No, Mother, no, don't!
What? Have you lost your mind?
There's no other way.
If you kill me, you won't find it.
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it again.
No. But I trusted you.
No, Sarah. Don't. No. No! You can run if you want to, Sarah, but you will pay.
Hugh.
Louis, are you all right? What's going on? Here, take this.
I'm sorry.
Keep it. Are you better?
I'm fine. Don't worry. It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes! I'm sorry. I'm sure, yes.
Fine.
Il y a un aspect mystique auquel je m'y attendais pas du coup. Mais c'est intéressant.
I definitely have to find Mother quickly.
Am I going crazy or what?
QSD.
This can't be real. The Duchess arrived with me. What's happening to me, for God's sake? I absolutely need to find you,
Oh,
Mother.
le déplacement est tellement long. Il y a une espèce de buffer d'animation. Regardez, là, je sais pas si vous l'entendez. J'appuie pour avancer en fait. Oh. Puis là, ça lag. Alors j'essaie de voir si elle peut pas. Ouais, il y a moyen de sprinter quand même, j'avais peur. Je pense que là au début on peut juste récupérer des succès, j'imagine.
Louis, during the trip, I had something I wanted to ask you, but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
Alors, votre classe, diplomate, le brille en société, orateur de talent, il sait éviter les faux pas et impose ses idées sans froisser ses secrétaire, politique et son domaine de prédiction. Maître des faux semblants, convaincu de l'importance du savoir, il a accumulé de riches connaissances en sciences et en art, utiliser les autres pour arriver à ses fins ne lui pose aucun problème. Il s'attendait à remarquer les bons détails, talent, putain, les trois me paraissent bien quoi. Ah, les trois me paraissent bien. du coup, vu que c'est pas un jeu qui me paraît être basé sur l'affrontement ou ce genre de choses, je dirais que l'occultiste n'est pas la priorité. Du coup, ça serait probablement diplomate, mais j'aime bien aussi interrogatoire, vigilance, psychologie, agilité logique, manipulation, occultisme, pardon, érudition, science, subterfuge, politique, étiquette, linguistique, conviction, diversion. Putain, là c'est chaud. Allez. Permet des actions et options de dialogue. Permet des actions et options de dialogue. Faire ça. Il me reste combien de points? Un point disponible.
Well, over the last few years, I've solved a number of crime cases. Like the chauffeur d'Angers, for example. Thieves that tortured their victims with burning embers.
Charming. How did you catch them?
I told the most cowardly one that the others had given him up.
Ah, and I wager your thief suddenly started to talk.
You wouldn't believe it. He told us everything. The jobs, the stashes, the names of his partners. Couldn't shut him up.
I heard about that case, but I didn't know you were the one who solved it.
I'm flattered that the news made it across the channel. And you've got a darn good memory, Duchess.
Well, they say I have the memory of two people. But please call me Emily.
Fine, Emily. Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance?
Wait, Louis. We've already met. You do remember me, don't you?
How could I forget a woman such as yourself?
A woman such as me. What a sweet talker you are. Remind me of how we met?
Vos compétences vous donnent accès à des choix et actions uniques en échange de points d'effort. Plus le niveau de compétence est élevé, moins le coût en points d'effort est élevé. Ok, ça marche. Je crois comprendre. Jouer avec la synopée crue. Je peux pas.
Don't you remember? We bumped into each other at Mesmer's show in Paris. That fraudster had even bamboozled the Marquis of Lafayette.
You too, apparently, because I've never been to see him.
Ouch. Well, that didn't work.
Right, time to go to the manor.
Vos compétences vous permettent de découvrir les détails cachés, sélectionnés. Les voitures ne vous concernent pas de point d'effort.
I ask her a question, she answers with another. Is she playing with me?
Vous avez posé une personnalité propre qui le rend vulnérable à certaines compétences et immunisé à d'autres. Savoir exploiter cette personnalité est crucial pour mener bien vos projets d'immunité. Rencontrez vous les serviront et vous laisserez épuiser tandis que l'effort. Ok. Immunité logique. Donc elle est immunisée à la logique. Si je comprends bien. Si je comprends bien, c'est ça, hein, on est d'accord. J'ai quoi en termes d'inventaire? J'ai des trucs ou pas?
Please excuse my insisting, but you still haven't answered about my mother. Do you know her?
You'll see, Louis. Everybody here knows Sarah de Richet.
Pour moi,
I don't know where we're going like this, Emily, but you're connected to my mother one way or another. And if I can believe my vision, you don't have much of a place in her heart.
pour moi, en fait, là, ça se trouve, c'est une sorte de, justement, de test. Pardon, excusez-moi, c'est pas du tout ça qu'on va faire. C'est après, pour le menu. Ça pouvait être une sorte de test, ouais, comme j'ai dit, où en gros le personnage d'Emily testait le personnage là, vu qu'elle a. Imaginons, partons dans l'hypothèse, l'expérience de pensée, si vous préférez, que elle est en lien, elle est contre nous, elle cherche à avoir des infos sur nous. Elle a vu qu'on a elle a remarqué qu'on a une vision, donc si c'est elle qui l'a déclenché, elle peut se dire tiens, il commence à réagir à ce que je lui ai mis en- comme liquide ou comme exercice mental, je ne sais quoi. Donc du coup, je vais tester si ça a bien marché en testant sa mémoire sur quelque chose qui peut le troubler. C'est-à-dire, est-ce qu'on s'est rencontrés par le passé? J'ai l'impression qu'il y a des choses là. Ça, genre, ces lumières-là, il n'y a rien. Je les royales. Ok. Nice. J'ai l'impression qu'il y a d'autres choses, non? Genre ça. Ok, j'en ai une autre. Je suis pas sûr d'aimer les déplacements du jeu, mais c'est très très lourd.
Must be an incredible view from up there. Impossible to set foot on the island without being seen from 300 meters away.
Mais bon, on va découvrir. On va évidemment laisser la chance au jeu parce que je trouve qu'il a des promesses assez
Good
intéressantes.
evening, sir. May I ask your name, please?
Louis Moras de Richer.
Monsieur de Richer. Delighted to welcome you among us, sir. You must be Sarah de Richet's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
I have an appointment with Lord Mortimer. Would you be so kind as to lead me to him?
Unfortunately, sir, I cannot. I don't know exactly where my master is. But rest assured, sir, everyone is waiting for you at the manor. Sir Holm insists on welcoming you in person. Since your mother went missing, everyone has been concerned about finding her.
Who is Sir Holm?
A close friend of Lord Mortimer's. Please, rest assured, sir, it won't take us long to find your revered mother. Indeed, we are searching the quays again because lights were seen at the wharf just last night.
Where we are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our information, lights were seen in the middle of the night, sir. After verification, none of the guests seem to have left the manor last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
And did you find anything then?
We discovered a certain amount of damage, sir, on the wooden part of the wharf.
What type of damage?
Broken barrels, mainly. We'll do whatever is necessary to have them rapidly repaired. But quite frankly, I can't imagine what Sir's mother would have been doing with them.
What could Mother have been doing with barrels?
Nevertheless, our search of the wharf hasn't been entirely unsuccessful, though.
What do you mean?
We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A handkerchief. The handkerchief is embroidered with the initials SDR. We came to the conclusion that they are the initials of Sir's mother, Sarah de Richer. I have orders to give it to Lord Mortimer as soon as I see him.
I know my mother. She's not the kind to go for a midnight stroll on the wharf for nothing. I've got to find out what the hell she was doing here.
Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
On the landing dock, sir. The one you arrived by.
Give me the handkerchief. I'll personally show it to Lord Mortimer.
Well,
I've traveled hard for several days in order to get here.
Yes, but...
Invited by your master.
No, of course,
Because my mother went missing right under your nose.
Sir, please.
And having only just arrived, you refused to give me her personal belongings?
Of course not, sir. It was never my intention to contradict, sir. Here you are. I must return now. It is still much to prepare in order to welcome all the guests.
It is indeed your handkerchief, Mother. You must have come here for a specific reason. I need to know what it is. Let's think. What could she have been doing out here on this wharf?
Déjà, il y a quelque chose qui me tatillonne, mais je sais pas si c'est une bonne observation ou pas. C'est le fait que le mouchoir de Emily et de la mère soit le même. Est-ce qu'au XVIIIe siècle, tous les mouchoirs étaient pareils? Je sais pas.
Looks like the barrel's been broken for quite some time.
Est-ce que je... Ah, moi je peux pas y aller. Il y a un mur invisible.
Looks like a bar from an old
gate. This miserable old bar has been broken fairly recently. The edges are still clean, and the tip is blackened. Without analysis to the contrary, I put my money on cannon powder. This might just come in handy.
Tant qu'il n'y a pas de limite d'inventaire, je récupère tout ce que je peux, clairement.
A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any. This chest might belong to Duchess Hillsborough.
J'imagine que là, si j'étais occultiste ou quelque chose comme ça, j'aurais peut-être pu l'ouvrir ou quelque chose du genre. Est-ce que je fous tous les barils? Quand même pas.
Some rope. Apparently no one's touched it for a good long time.
Encore une fois, il y a aussi la possibilité que tout le monde se joue de nous. Ça fait très... Pour l'instant, j'ai un peu une vibe des petits nègres.
Let's see what's hidden inside. Ah, one of the letters is stamped with the seal of the order. And I recognize your handwriting anywhere, Mother.
But who is this Samuel Ritter d'Auchois? Who are you writing to?
I don't recognize the name. Let's see what's inside this letter. So,
Dear Samuel, my stay on Lord Mortimer's island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan to stay a few more weeks. Would you be so kind as to send me a gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful. I have been told that he's going to join us here soon. I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Richer.
what is your game here, Mother? Secrets, always more secrets. You never talk to anyone using language like this. Something's going on here. Who is this Samuel Ritter? And for crying out loud, who is this Manuel Godoy that you keep bringing up? Think. Godoy. Manuel Godoy. Why does that name sound so familiar? I'm guessing he's a man of some importance. Spanish, I'd say. But just can't put a face to him. Well, hope we meet to talk about it soon, Mother. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into this time, but I'll bet you've got a lot to tell me.
J'adore le doublage. C'est encore une fois, enfin, je sais pas, je trouve qu'il y a quelque chose avec ce doubleur. Je trouve qu'il double parfaitement le personnage pour le moment. Est-ce que je peux regarder au loin ou pas?
A lantern. Nothing special.
Pour l'instant, je suis vraiment captivé par le jeu.
Let's see what's hidden inside. Let's look.
It's too badly written, I can't make out the address.
The address is 50 Bedford Square, London. A letter written in an Oriental language. I haven't the slightest idea what it says. The addressee's in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That reminds me, it's about time the order sent some envoys there. Probably a Dutchman. An address in Cairo, Egypt. Mortimer communicates with the whole world, apparently.
J'imagine qu'on est dans une sorte d'ordre mondial. Secret, peut-être?
This envelope is meant for the Vatican. This name sounds familiar. Prashi. No. Can't seem to place it.
Bon, j'ai pas obtenu beaucoup plus d'infos, si ce n'est, je pense qu'il y a des noms qui vont peut-être revenir plus tard. J'imagine en tout cas. C'est moi, il y avait une lumière bleue là-bas. Enfin, c'est le reflet. Quelque chose par là ou pas? Est-ce que je peux y aller? J'ai cru entendre... Ah bah voilà. Il y a bien quelque chose.
A wooden floorboard. Judging by the splinters of the wood, this floorboard has been ripped up. Yet it was in decent condition. I wonder why someone ripped it up. What's the point of doing this? Probably comes from this part of the wharf. The wood is slightly eaten away, of course, but it still would have been fine if it weren't smashed.
Est-ce que c'est un signe, genre par là?
Hey, there's something not right about this floorboard. It's different from the rest. Somebody replaced it recently, but looks like it's fixed pretty solidly in place. It's going to be tough to rip it out of here. That does it. Let's see what's hidden inside.
There's a book and also a bag. The Mysterium Cosmographicum. I know that book well. Mother used to read passages from it to me all the time.
And judging from what I can see, it's the same one as hers. For crying out loud, what's happened to you, Mother?
Les manuscrits permettent de s'instruire au cours de l'aventure. À chaque début de quête, vous pourrez choisir vos lectures et gagner ainsi des points de compétences permanents.
Let's look inside the bag. A little food, a few toiletries, a small key, and some kind of black powder. Some fruit, a piece of bacon, and some bread. The fruit's still firm. Bread's a bit stale. From the smell, this food's been here roughly 2 days, and if it's rationed, there's enough left to last 2 more days. Shit, those are definitely my mother's things. I recognize her hairpins. This bag smells of her perfume. A piece of soap, some oils, and her powder puff. What does all this mean? An iron key completely rusted. You never know. It might be useful. I hope Mother wasn't counting on it. Right. Just in case, I'll take it all. I'll give it back to Mother when I see her.
Ça se trouve, je suis en train de la faire crever de faim.
Crying out loud. Why did you hide supplies in the middle of nowhere, Mother? I don't know what's going on here, but you obviously feel like you're in danger.
On peut ouvrir avec ça, j'imagine. Peut-être la clé là.
Locked. I'll never get it open bare-handed. There we are.
Deux choses à récupérer.
This looks like a pistol case, but it's empty. I don't know if this has anything to do with you, Mother, but if it does, at least now you're armed. Just like in my vision.
C'est ce que j'allais dire.
None of it's telling me anything
Est-ce que c'est le
useful.
même pistolet? Est-ce que c'est le même modèle?
This wharf is used as storage for a lot of barrels. Uh-huh. What have we here? It's cannon powder. It's unusable now. I don't know what the person who left this barrel like this had in mind, but it's a waste. So, let's go through this. My mother's been hiding...
Ah, m'entendre. Juste après m'entendre. Ok.
Amber crystals.
Merde, du coup j'ai niqué le résumé. Fuck. Donc je me dis là peut-être la mère a fait exprès parce qu'il y a peut-être des choses qui prévoient d'être explosées et du coup en faisant en sorte que le baril soit rempli d'humidité, peut-être que du coup il peut pas être explosé, je sais pas. Je sais pas si ça marche comme ça, j'avoue que comme tout canon, je n'ai jamais été un grand connaisseur. Si vous entendez un bruit, c'est juste ma machine à laver qui est en train de tourner.
How did Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
Zeus. Ou Poséidon.
Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was looking for you.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara the Rich, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance. Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
Durant une confrontation, vous devez franchir des étapes pour vous montrer le plus convaincant possible. Les confrontations ont des conséquences sur la suite de l'histoire. Putain.
Thank you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow, then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Ça peut être une nouvelle fois un test. En fait, le fait qu'il y ait ça là, surtout celle-là, me fait dire que je devrais répondre ça. Parce qu'en gros, si j'avais de la politique, si je comprends bien, je lui dirais je peux pas te répondre. Donc ça serait ça en gros. Et là, si c'est ça, le problème c'est que si c'est quelque chose qui est contre l'église par exemple, ça peut très mal se passer.
If you know my mother, you will understand that I cannot answer you, Your Eminence. I'm sorry, but...
Do not worry, my son. I perfectly understand, and I expected nothing less from you. Discretion and secrecy are both pillars of the organizations for which we work.
Ok,
You
donc
are
on
the
travaille,
worthy son of Sarah.
on travaille ensemble.
All the
On est
same,
dans l'ordre aussi.
it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Only you know that, Your Eminence. If you're asking me if you can trust me, or if I can keep a secret, I would answer yes, absolutely.
I understand.
In truth, it all depends on the nature of the contents of your letter.
It is a list of names.
This list must be of extreme importance.
Ah, if only you knew. It's a list of people that your mother must help. Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
Pour la dernière étape, vous devez convaincre votre interlocuteur avec une réponse positive. Si vous donnez une mauvaise réponse, cette étape se répétera jusqu'à ce que vous en donniez une bonne ou que vous soyez au cours de ma adresse.
I swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good. Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur de Ricci. Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Ils vont cacher de nombreux Ok, let's go. Est-ce que je peux lire quelque chose? Non, j'ai pas l'impression que je peux... Ah, shit.
Blind Oedipus. Blinded himself. What a tragic destiny.
Croix de Malte.
Devil's Thorn. Fall of the Damned by Rubens. The man who cannot achieve the salvation of God the Father is offered to fall into the depths of the abyss.
Il n'y a pas ce tableau dans Batman v Superman, notamment, chez Lex Luthor.
Well, maybe I should introduce myself to the other guests first.
Yeah.
Saturn devouring his son. Good God, how awful. Everything in this painting is disturbing. It's the first time I've seen brushstrokes like this.
Il y a déjà deux trucs en rapport à la... Plus ou moins à la... Comment je pourrais dire ça? À la famille. Ou une famille... une famille twist. Enfin... fou. Mad Ones. Entre ça et Oedipe. On peut peut-être même mettre le truc des damnés dedans également.
Crucifixion of Saint Peter. He was crucified upside down, out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall.
Bienvenue. Allez, je te mets les tableaux dégueulasses. Ça te plaît? Je peux pas encore, j'imagine que ça c'est plus ou moins un panneau stop. Est-ce que j'ai d'autres trucs par là?
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi? He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simpler.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Richet. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Richet's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
2 members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Il a parlé au passé là, non? Hein? Hein? Mais... What? Mais...
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home.
Gregory Holm, donc.
And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Non, je préfère rester avec Washington.
Let's see what Washington has to say. Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Louis, thank you for staying. Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the Order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
Lord Mortimer is a remarkable man. He's wealthy and is advisor to the very highly placed. Your mother is the head of the Order in France. It doesn't surprise me that he asked her to come.
Lord Mortimer greatly contributed to financing my electoral campaign, for example. But I want this to be clear, without ever seeking to gain an advantage.
And that is to his credit.
Yes, you can trust him. He will do everything in his power to help you find Sarah.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother. Where did you first meet her?
I met Sarah during the War of Independence on American soil. She was introduced to me by a mutual acquaintance, and I must say that her sound advice prevented me from making some terrible mistakes. She may not be a soldier, but believe me, she deserves a statue as much as Lafayette does.
Well, I didn't see that one coming. There's no doubt Mother has many secrets that are still hidden.
Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise I'll remember everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about?
My mother has always been fascinated by strange powers. Did she talk to you about anything like that?
Yes. Her facility for discerning truths from rumor served me well. Such as preventing massacres, like the one at Salem, from happening again. Or convincing people that horsemen cannot ride around without heads. What was it that she used to say now?
Keep an open and logical mind?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
Mother still is at the head of the Golden Order. I find it difficult to believe that she came to this island without notifying the other members.
As for myself, I did not know. I am here at the request of Sir Holm, a situation regarding the Crown of England to resolve, and to see what Lord Mortimer has to propose to us.
As for me, Lord Mortimer asked me here to speak about the future of America. I did not know that your mother would even be among us. In any case, no one has yet mentioned associating the Order.
We haven't found many clues yet. But I did find a book that belongs to my mother.
Where did you find it?
That's what worries me. I found it hidden on the wharf.
Do you think she was preparing to discreetly leave?
I don't know.
An extremely likely proposition.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
Je me demande s'ils sont pas tous en train de se jouer de nous, quoi.
Careful, they're coming back.
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Sir Holm, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Just mentioning Elizabeth totally changed Washington's attitude. Looks like he just saw a ghost.
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence.
Washington looks surprised, but Holmes doesn't seem to see it. I wonder if he's being polite or if he really doesn't see his discomfort.
On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
Quelque chose qui me chafouine, si je puis dire, sur ce dialogue, c'est restez sûr, enfin, ne vous inquiétez pas, elle n'est pas là pour la même raison que vous. Donc ça veut dire quoi? Ça veut dire que si on vient, c'est qu'on doit s'inquiéter pour une raison. Donc ça voudrait dire que le coup de Lord Mortimer, il est bienveillant et il veut parler du rêve américain, enfin du futur américain. Il n'est pas vrai en fait. Il y a d'autres raisons et pour être beaucoup plus sinistre. Ou alors inversement, Elizabeth Adams est là pour quelque chose d'extrêmement sinistre et Washington le sait. Et Gregory Holmes, là, enfin Sir Holmes, le dit devant tout le monde en mode vous inquiétez pas, on va la torturer, mais vous ça va aller. Mais ça veut dire que les autres personnages, dont notamment Washington, savent qu'elle va se faire torturer.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room?
Bon, allez hop, on explore. Musique un peu stressante. Pas stressante, angoissante. J'imagine que ça va être des trucs qu'on va pouvoir voir plus tard.
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
D'accord. Donc Napoléon est là, ok.
Monsieur Jacques Perru.
Putain, je connais pas ça. Enfin, ouais, ça me dit rien. S'il y a ce nom, c'est évidemment important. Mais ça me dit rien. Me tapez pas, me tapez pas.
A few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Du coup, le fait de ne pas pouvoir en porter plus de 5, j'imagine que ça veut dire qu'à un moment ou un autre, enfin, j'ai l'impression qu'on trouve... Ça voudrait dire que le jeu suggère qu'on va trouver pas mal de choses. Le jeu suggère qu'on va trouver pas mal de choses et que du coup on doit les utiliser, je vais dire on CD quoi, dès qu'on les trouve. Putain, ça a l'air vachement bon. On me laisse explorer tout ça, vraiment? Qu'est-ce qu'on me cache? Enfin, qu'est-ce qu'on veut me faire découvrir là? Là, je me mets à la place des développeurs. Pourquoi ils me mettraient ici? Pourquoi ils ouvriraient cette zone? La musique a changé d'ailleurs. Est-ce que je peux aller à l'étage ou pas? Non. Non plus. La caméra a des petits soucis. J'espère qu'il n'y aura pas de moment de...
Monsieur Johann von Wulner.
Pareil, ça me dit rien. Shit. Est-ce qu'on peut descendre? Je pense pas qu'on puisse descendre.
A Chinese coin.
Allez. Comment ils... Ah, question conne. Mais est-ce que les Chinois avaient déjà un pays reconnu par la France, ou est-ce que c'était encore des... J'allais dire des tribus, mais pas forcément... Enfin, c'est pas des tribus que je veux dire, mais plus des royaumes non unis. Honnêtement, je sais pas. Pièce de collection, nouvelle fois. C'est une BD? Non. Je crois que je me suis complètement perdu, hein, par contre. Ouais, donc je disais, vu la caméra, j'espère qu'il n'y aura pas de moment d'action. Ça n'a pas l'air d'être le jeu. Et honnêtement, je pense que ça serait pas forcément le bienvenu dans un jeu comme ça. Ça a l'air d'être vraiment un jeu de détective, d'ambiance. Et c'est vraiment pas pour me déplaire.
A Russian ruble. I wonder what it'd be worth today.
Question d'autant plus pertinente aujourd'hui. Avec ce qui se passe en Ukraine. Est-ce que le jeu est prédit le futur?
President George Washington.
Ok, donc là c'est Washington. Donc l'étage fait quoi? Elle fait un cercle en fait. Est-ce qu'il va... J'imagine qu'on va finir l'épisode vu que c'est un truc à... À la base c'est un jeu épisodique et j'imagine qu'on va avoir un meurtre ou quelque chose comme ça, je pense, pour finir l'épisode. Peut-être qu'on va se faire accuser, je sais pas. Ça y est, je suis à 5, je pourrais pas emporter plus, donc il va falloir que je l'utilise assez rapidement. Enfin assez rapidement, dès que je peux je pense que je l'utilise. Ça me redonne des points d'effort donc ça peut pas être mauvais.
Monseigneur His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Je pense que le doubleur est français donc il a un bon accent anglais. C'est ça que je voulais remarquer, c'est que le
That's me.
C'est ça que je voulais remarquer, ouais, que le début du jeu se passe en France, mais tout le monde parle anglais. C'est assez marrant. J'allais dire pour que ça soit un tout petit peu plus crédible, ils auraient dû prendre un acteur français, mais un doubleur français, mais apparemment c'est ce qu'ils ont fait. Donc my bad.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Ah, c'est lui que la lettre était... la lettre de la mère était destinée, si je ne m'abuse. J'ai cru voir quelque chose. Non. Ok, bon, on va aller dans la chambre. J'imagine que ça va être la fin de l'épisode. La fin du chapitre, quelque chose comme ça.
Right. So what shall I do with this letter?
Je
It
pense qu'il
might
faut
be
pas
about
l'ouvrir
my
maintenant.
mother's disappearance. But if I open it, I'll be betraying Piaggi's trust. What should I do? Damn. Can't wait to open it, but I gave my word to Piaggi, so... Too bad. I'll wait until I hand it to Mother. Wow! Nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway.
Du bleu partout une nouvelle fois, j'ai l'impression que c'est... D'habitude la couleur de l'occultisme c'est plus le vert, mais le bleu pourrait également être le cas. C'est qui ça dedans? Non. Probablement grec. Donc on peut aller probablement voir quelqu'un d'autre. Est-ce qu'on voit des choses par là? Alors qu'on est mieux de nulle part. Là on retourne dans notre chambre. Oh Mélisse, entre les faits concentrés. Ça marche. Ok donc en fait c'est bien. Ça veut dire qu'on ne peut pas les utiliser. Enfin on peut pas les ramasser, donc c'est bon signe, c'est à dire que genre le jeu vous punit pas pour enfin dans le sens où ils seront enfin comment je pourrais dire ça, vous allez toujours les voir quoi, les trucs, ça se trouve si vous les prenez pas ils seront toujours dispo plus tard, donc on pourrait par exemple revenir ici pour les prendre, mais ça veut aussi dire que il y en a quand même beaucoup et qu'il faut les utiliser, à moins que là ça soit vraiment la C'est bien ma chambre ça, parce que je suis pas sûr. Hein. Ça ressemblait pas à ça ma chambre ça. Ok, apparemment si. Voilà, c'est ça. Je suis monté jusqu'au maintenant, réussi, raté. J'aurais pu faire une rencontre inattendue. Nice. Il faut trouver des objets, ça donne des niveaux. Est-ce que je peux avoir un autre niveau du coup? Ah ouais, ouais. Ok, bon, je pense que c'est pas trop mal. C'est pas trop mal. Ne peut pas être équipé. Ok, plus en compétence en étiquette. L'étiquette, c'est le. J'imagine que c'est le protocole plus ou moins des nobles de la cour, quoi. Compétence en psychologie, compétence en sciences. Kepler. Est-ce que je suis. On va partir sur psychologie à fond, je pense que. Martimer à gauche, j'imagine.
Your turn? The servants are not very efficient.
Durocher can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted, given that they must keep an eye on Adams.
I can take care of her, you know.
Yes. Well, in any case, I do thank you for bringing her to the island.
From what I've understood, the search of Durocher's room hasn't turned up any results.
Not yet, no. But we've put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
That might come in handy.
Louis grows impatient at not yet having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
Oh, what a pity to lose a knight at the start of the game. Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Don't worry, Gregory. The game won't disappear.
Napoléon.
I'll have one of my men escort you back.
Don't trouble yourself. I know my way out.
Ah, good evening, gentlemen. Please forgive me for this late hour.
It is never too late, and we have much to discuss. One last move?
Don't worry. Our games always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this. Come, take a seat, my friend.
C'est pas ma chambre à droite là
A little nighttime stroll, Mr. President?
There's nothing like it for a good night's sleep.
Do not hesitate to ask a servant to show you back.
The corridors seem quite safe.
Peppermint, lime flower, and valerian. My miracle remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And to you too, sir.
I'm coming.
Ok. On va arrêter là pour cet épisode. Honnêtement, j'aime beaucoup ce jeu. Le jeu me captive vraiment et je trouve que l'intrigue elle est super bien placée et j'ai hâte de découvrir la suite avec vous et d'en apprendre plus sur ce que le jeu va nous proposer. Pardonnez-moi par la suite. Allez, merci d'avoir regardé cet épisode et cette vidéo. Portez-vous bien et je vous retrouve quand vous souhaitez pour un nouvel épisode sur The Council. À bientôt.